Hey everybody, welcome to the March 22nd, 2018 Kanye West news update presented by Watching the Throne, a lyrical analysis of Kanye West. In album update news, Scooter Braun, Kanye's manager, tweeted out, "Kanye West is a genius," with a music note emoji, which seems that now that Kanye is done in Wyoming and back in Calabasas, he's starting to send the album, or at least some music, out to people in his inner circle, which, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Hopefully in the coming days, coming weeks, we'll hear a bit more about what's going on. Maybe even some music, you know? It's gonna be awesome. I wanted to give a shout out real fast. Lemon Mint Hookah, an Kanye user, had posted, "My pops got bad liver cancer, nothing like some yay to keep me motivated and positive. Stay wavy, my Yeezy family." Just wanted to give a shout out and send some love. That shit's rough. Both of my parents passed away from cancer, and I got a soft spot there. So Lemon Mint Hookah, you got some support here if you ever need some support, and Kanye will definitely always have your back. User Kazmister, or Kazmer, Kazmr, posted on Kanye, "Jack Black, a wavy Don." And it's a YouTube video from Jack Black being on Conan back in July of 2015. And Jack Black just goes on kind of a minute 30 long talk about Kanye West, saying that he's upset that people are being so mean to Kanye. And the crowd just breaks out laughing. The same kind of thing that happened when Elon Musk said that Kanye West inspires him. So it's funny to see how that always gets a laugh, because people just, I guess, view Kanye in such a way that any admiration of him seems like a punchline, which no punchlines here, right? And so it was cool to see Jack Black being serious about it. And he's saying that, people think Kanye is an asshole and that's it. And he does make the joke like Kanye is an asshole, but that doesn't mean he's not talented. People think if you're an asshole, you can't be talented, but that's just not the case. And he goes on to say that Yeezus is the best album. So Jack Black is not only wavy, but that's a pretty smart man. Pretty smart man. So if you wanna hear Jack Black supporting Kanye, that link will be down in the info. Pigeons and Planes, our friend Eric Skelton, he posted an article. Someone edited together clips from The Office to describe each Kanye West album. This is going around Twitter. The first person I saw share it was Kanye the Best. I don't know if they were the one that made it, but whoever did is a wonderful human being. And it's just basically clips from The Office going through each album of Kanye's discography. And it's pretty impressive. It's hilarious. It's accurate. I think the 808s and Heartbreak one might be my favorite, but the Yeezus one is also just too damn good. So if you wanna laugh in your day, watch that once, and if you wanna laugh every day for the rest of your life, watch that every day for the rest of your life. On People's Style section, Caitlin Frey has an article about Kanye West fighting to be the only Yeezy and clothing trademark battle. So we had talked about how Kanye was being sued for not getting licensing to use a pattern from that other company that makes camo, which was a lapse in, it was either just trying to get away with it or was a lapse in the follow-through. And this is another lapse. Kanye got the Yeezy trademark in 2017, but didn't get the trademark for the rest of it, like Yeezy Boost, for example. So this Chinese apparel company, Fujian Baby Network Technology Co., filed the paperwork to trademark Yeezy Boost last year for its own clothing products. So, that's going to be a tricky legal battle. And this is one of the hard things about Kanye doing what Kanye's doing. Remember, Sway was the one telling Kanye, you need to empower yourself, you need to go out there and like do these things. Don't rely on Nike. Don't rely on Nike. Rely on yourself. And Kanye saying like, how, Sway? How? And I think a lot of people understood where Kanye was coming from, but maybe not thinking about this aspect of it. That Kanye does have a lot of money. He can support himself in getting into the fashion stuff, but as we saw, putting on the fashion shows, putting on the concerts, $53 million, not in debt because he still had money, right? But $53 million spent. Now, when he's reaching this point of starting to have legal battles, which is something every company deals with, that's a whole other level of financial burden and complications. That's people he has to hire. That's time he has to spend. It's people that he has to maybe fire for lapses in what they're doing. So I think that's one of the reasons why he felt, what was that, 5 years ago? That he wasn't necessarily in a spot to not rely on a clothing company to back him or not have a supporter in that way. Because the moment you start to get lawsuits, which will come, people are always going to try to bite what you're doing. People are always going to try to get whatever little bit they can. And especially if you fuck up by using a pattern that you didn't get the license for. These are things that if they start to snowball can really tank you. So I think this is putting into perspective just how much of a risk Kanye was taking on himself doing this the way that he's doing it. And also a little bit why he was how he was in that interview with Sway. We'll follow up on that though as it unfolds. Stereo Gum has an article by Chris DeVille, and we got 3 more after this. Chance the Rapper and Kanye West, All We Got, SBTRKT remix. I am not savvy enough to know if SBTRKT actually has a pronunciation like Sibbitrich. But this is an article essentially reminiscing about Chance and Kanye on the life of Pablo and just talking about the fact that SBTRKT released this remix of his own of the All We Got song from Chance's coloring book that has Chance and Kanye. So if you want not new Kanye music, but reheated Kanye music, you can maybe get a little bit of a snack with this. Oh, speaking of which, the original Father Stretch My Hands that's Kanye and Kendrick has leaked. Insanely low quality, but it's Father Stretch My Hands with Kendrick and Kanye. A very, 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 very different song than the one we eventually get on the album. I've listened to it once, and it was cool, but I definitely prefer the album version, which I just think kind of goes to show how much these things can change and how much Kanye iterates over time, because so many of the lyrics, so many of just the basis of the song is completely different. And it's crazy that he would have had Kendrick at this point after Kendrick had done To Pimp a Butterfly. And Kanye goes, nah, I'm not going to use this because it's not saying what I need it to say. Crazy. But definitely 100% give that a listen. That just hit the internet. There'll be a link to that too. Want to give a shout out real fast to, let me get this, Grant, for sharing this with me on Twitter so I could hear it very easily rather than digging and hunting and searching. So thanks, Grant. High Snobiety, Graham Campbell has an article. Don C talks about how Kanye West almost lost Shia LaBeouf's hat. So it's the hat from Indiana Jones that has the autographs on it that was kind of notorious over the last couple of weeks once the story of Kanye taking Shia LaBeouf's clothing came out and that he loves this fucking hat. And Don C on his podcast talks about that Kanye actually left the hat in Don C's car, and it was in there for like 6 months before Kanye got it back. which I think has happened to all of us, right? You leave something with somebody, you let somebody borrow something, and it just takes forever to get it back. But I wonder what Shia thinks when he reads this. If he's just like, God damn it, Kanye. Gossip Cop, again, want to give a shout out to them. They're, I don't know if they're wavy just and defending Kanye because, or if just what they do shutting down rumors has just as a byproduct made them defenders of Kanye, since so much gossip is just shit on Kanye that's false. And by the nature of what they do, exploring rumors and shutting them down if they're false, they protect Kanye a lot. But this is another one. Kim Kardashian, Kanye West marriage not over 1 year after false reports. And it just goes in on how awful In Touch is and how wrong they were about Kim and Kanye's marriage falling apart. And it got a little snark in it. It's enjoyable to read. I think for Kanye fans too, that, you know, we don't get a lot of positive Kanye press, like unabashedly positive Kanye press, though that's changing. I mean, how many things have I referenced in these news updates that are just pro Kanye? So maybe it's just a case of when it rains, it pours, but it's nice to see. And then lastly, it's an article from People Babies by Ali Nahas and Karen Mizuguchi. How Kim Kardashian and Kanye West make their non-traditional parenting style work. And, you know, just some insight into how Kanye and Kim both manage to parent while being as busy as they are. And the gist of it is they rely a lot on their family, Kris Jenner, Kourtney, Corey Gamble, while also FaceTiming a lot with their children. So those Apple commercials where they show the families FaceTiming all the time, they've come true. They've come true. I still barely use FaceTime, but you know, I can just imagine one day when I'm a parent, I don't know if it'll even be FaceTime at that point. I'll have a fake glass eye that just calls people and puts their image right there, which I will do. I'll be the first volunteer for a high-tech cybernetic eye that gives me internet access in my eye, as long as I don't have to wear fucking Google glasses. Ugh. I think that does it. It's over. This is this episode. Yeah. I don't know if I got anything else. If you like this, you know, you can subscribe. There's going to be a ton of episodes where we do just this, and you'll just have to stare at my face. Sorry about that. You can follow us on Twitter at Kanye Podcast. Definitely check out our Kanye for a lot of great Kanye entertainment, but also discussion and conversation. I guess that's it. I got nothing else. Oh, our podcast. We do great lyrical deconstructions of Kanye. We've done 80 songs, line by line, going through them, narrative and theme, which is kind of our bread and butter. We're narrative and thematic deconstructive people. So if you want more insight into Kanye's narratives and thematics on his albums, we're the place to go. We're the place to go. Yeah, you can find us on iTunes, Spotify, any place that hosts podcasts. We're there. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week. Cheers.